Hi everybody. So, I guess you all heard the very tragic and very sad news about Liam Payne from One Direction, who sadly passed away from falling from a roof. Honestly, I can't even imagine. And I honestly can't even understand what this world has come to. It's just so tragic and just so unbelievable. Now, I am not a One Direction fan, never been a fan. Obviously, my older sister was a massive fan. And of course, she liked Louis, but was never a fan. But honestly, it's just one of those things that you never expect to happen. And honestly, I never knew that Liam was in a bad way. Never knew he did drugs or alcohol or any other kind of abuse and everything. And honestly, my heart goes out to his family, all his friends, all like the One Direction members, and all like the fans who just had like the massive hots for him. And honestly, what does break my heart so much was obviously Cheryl Cole and their son Bear. And it's just absolutely heartbreaking because like what I can't imagine is how Cheryl is going to be explaining to her son about his dad and everything, and he's never going to grow up without his dad. And to me, that really does pain me so much because I never grew up with a dad. I am still in contact with my dad, but we just don't get on at all. And I have tried to make an effort. I'm pretty sure he's tried to make an effort, but I don't think this is even going to work out at all. So it just shows. So honestly, like hearing kids knowing that their dad's died, or it's just absolutely heartbreaking. And honestly, it's just unbelievable how this world is coming to, and how nobody noticed, or that he was unwell, or if anything went horribly wrong. So yeah. But as this is the most rarest and forgotten kids shows, obviously I love to put on a smile. I love to make this as a positive video and everything. But of course, even in positive videos, we do have to remind ourselves that life is really short, and we just have to make the most of things, because you never know what could happen tomorrow. You never know what could happen next week, or anything in particular. And it's just so tragic, and honestly one of those things that you never expect to happen. So yeah. But anyway, let's roll the tiles and talk about my very, very early childhood show. It's story time! Oh my god, what an absolute classic this show was back in my day. Now, I've got a bit of a confession to make. When I was a child, I only managed to watch 2 episodes of the show, because they were like recorded on a VHS tape. Now, if you grew up in the 80s or the 90s, then yeah, you'd probably know what I'm talking about. But if you're not, oh my god, just let me explain. So back in the day, before like we had DVDs and Netflix and Disney Plus and everything, we used to have these black VHS tapes. And if we wanted to like watch a show, but we had to like miss it, we would always like record it. And honestly, I literally cannot remember just how complicated it seriously was, especially when like you accidentally tape over a movie. Oh my god, the frustration of it all and everything. Oh god. I remember having 2 episodes on the VHS tape, and those were the ones that I watched every single morning. And I remember, oh god, I remember like this so well. And honestly, how I've forgotten it for like so many years. And as soon as I got older, I started like thinking about it, thinking, did that really exist, or was it just a fever dream? Now, I can't exactly remember how I found it on YouTube. I am pretty sure it must have been, when like YouTube like the continuity or like the commercials from like kids shows back in the day, I am pretty sure that there was a picture of Beverly Hills who presented the show, and of course it had the word story time on it, and I think that's when I discovered that is what it was called and who was actually the person who presented it. Now, I was absolutely mind blown that the one and only, the most legend children's presenter, Beverly Hills, and not Beverly Hills from California, no, that's rubbish, the amazing actress and presenter, Beverly Hills. Even though that as a child, I only managed to watch 2 episodes of the show, there are still some that I decided to give a watch. And of course, I would love nothing more than to talk about it. So this video may not get a lot of views because the show is so underrated. And of course, it is very rare and it is extremely well forgotten. One thing that I actually made like a shocking discovery about Beverly Hills, who I presented the show. She wasn't famous just for, you know, like story time. She made so many appearances as an actress and of course as an actual presenter. Now, before I do talk about story time, let me just quickly tell you like the shows that I've watched that she has been in. So did you guys know that Beverly Hills actually was in what's it called, Brookside? I've forgotten what character she played, but I've started to give it a watch, and honestly her character is so interesting, and I am pretty sure she turns into like a baddie later on in like the show Brookside. Please don't give me any spoilers if you watched the show, please don't, because I am catching up on it. And also she also presented the show Tickabilla with the one and only Justin Fletcher and all the other presenters who don't appear on the show anymore. She's just absolutely fantastic. And of course, my absolute favourite, Bear Behaving Badly, where she plays Posty. She was definitely my favourite character. And honestly, how I did not discover that was Beverly Hills, that she was part of my early childhood. Unbelievable. Oh, and talking of Beverly Hills, there's also another fun fact, and this may come as a shock to you. Did you guys know she appeared on the show City and Co with the legendary Matthew Corbett? Let's have a look at it.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Hiya.
Come in.
I just popped round to give you back that £5 I borrowed last Friday.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Listen, if ever there's anything that you want, all you've got to do is ask.
Oh, thanks a lot, Matthew. Actually, there is something you could do for me.
Well, shoot.
Couldn't lend us a £5 till next Friday, could you? Thanks.
Well, yes, of course I could. Oh, hello, Sue. It's only Yvonne from next door.
Hello, Sue. Hello, Yvonne. How's it going? Yeah, all right, you know. Actually, my back's killing me.
I'm hardly surprised. Look, come and sit down. Come and sit down. How long is it till, well, you know, till the baby's due?
Only another 3 weeks to go.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Beverly Hills on City and Co playing a pregnant woman? How that episode got so many complaints? One thing that I can never understand was how back on the City show, there was a scene where Matthew was naked in the bath. How come that never got any complaints? But then again, the world was so different back then. So, story time is all about, obviously we all know Beverly Hills is the presenter. Now in each episode she visits so many different children and reads them all a story. Now for the first 2 episodes I'm going to be talking about the ones from my early childhood, and of course there is this really sweet story that I remember and I can't wait to tell you guys. I just hope to God I do not forget to tell you this. So on the... Gosh, I can't even tell which one I should even talk about first. Let's talk about the one where Beverly is in the kitchen with the adorable Misha. On this episode, Beverly talks to us about different types of food and how she like reads them food and stuff like that. And what I find really sweet, I like the beginning of the episode, Beverly and Misha make Play-Doh, but of course they make it like with food and everything. So let's have a look at it.
Oh, that's cheating, Misha. Bend it.
Like a banana.
Like a banana. Look at that.
You can make different apples.
You can? I'm going to make my apple half red and half green. Make another pudding. You make a trifle, and I'll make a fruit sundae. Delicious. Yummy.
Oh, yeah, me! Oh my gosh, I remember watching that so many times. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, I want that ice cream. I want that. But of course, little did I know it was made of Play-Doh. So my God forbid I would have had it. I would have been really sick and ended up in hospital. So yeah, good thing they never showed that. So the first story time that we actually watch is called Grandad Pod. And I would love nothing more than to come out and yell, story time! And of course we would see the animation of the story. Now let's have a quick look at like this very special moment where like the poor grandfather has to cook for Polly and of course all her friends. Now let's have a look at what he has to cook.
Quick, quick, quick. A chocolate cake for Polly. Quick, quick. Jelly and ice cream for Henry. Oh, and a chocolate cake for Polly. Quick, quick, quick. Banana sandwiches for Rosie. Jelly and ice cream for Henry. Oh, and a chocolate cake for Polly. Quick, quick, quick. Sausages for George. Banana sandwiches for Rosie. Jelly and ice cream for Henry. Oh, and a chocolate cake for Polly. Hello, Grandad Pot. This is Henry. This is Rosie. And this is George. What a surprise for Grandad Pot. Oh, and what an enormous tea for Polly.
Wow, what a bit of a twist. If you know the story, Polly calls up her grandfather and says that, oh, this is Henry and this is Rosie and this is George. But the grandfather thinks they're like real human beings, but it turns out they were just her stuffed animal toys. Now, talking of Grandad Pot, a few years ago, I think this was back in 2017, I actually reenacted that story. And of course, I played Polly and of course I played the grandfather. Very embarrassing, I have to admit, because I watched it a few days ago and thought, oh my God, what the hell was I thinking? But then again, when I started YouTube, I wanted to get 1 million likes, wanted to get 1 million subscribers, and of course, be completely famous. So of course, you just have to do the unexpected. So because I love you all so much, if you guys would want to have a look at me reenacting the story, playing Polly and of course playing the grandfather, you can go onto my YouTube, type in my YouTube name, Emily's Got Talent. I really need to change that YouTube name. And if you type in Grandad Pot Story, I'm pretty sure this is what you will find, and hopefully you guys can enjoy it. Another favourite part of this episode is when Beverly and Misha order themselves a pizza, and what I find really sweet is how Misha calls up the pizza guy, obviously like the man in charge, and he is just so lovely. He's like, I'm pretty sure that he knew that they were going to call anyway. And what I find quite annoying as well is that you see the pizza man, he's making the pizza. He's quite good looking, by the way, nice ponytail and stuff like that. And as he makes the pizza, Beverly and Misha keep calling up the man and say, oh, I want this on my pizza. I want that on my pizza. So let's have a look at it.
Pizza round, pizza flat, pizza thin, pizza fat. Fancy, plain, tomato, cheese. What's on top is what you please.
Hello?
Hello, it's Beverly here. I've just ordered a cheese and tomato pizza, and I was just thinking, can we have olives on it too? Black and green.
Okay. Bye. Hello?
Hello, it's Misha. Can I have an egg on my pizza, please?
No problem.
Gosh, how that man never got frustrated. Because imagine at this very point now, if I ordered up, if I phoned up someone and said, oh, you know, this is Emily here. I'm ordering like a cheese and tomato pizza. Can I please have this? And then 5 minutes later, you think, okay, the pizza's going to go in the oven. And then like they call them back again and say, oh, can I have this on my pizza? That would be very, very frustrating. But then again, let's imagine if I ordered a pizza and would have done that. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Hello?
Oh, hello there. Is this the pizza delivery? Yes, hi. I would like to order a cheese and tomato pizza, please. No, nothing at all.
Okay, bye.
A few moments later.
Hello?
Hello, this is Emily again. I just ordered a cheese and tomato pizza and I was just thinking, is it possible to put pineapple on top?
Okay, bye.
A few moments later.
Hello, it's Emily again. I was just wondering, is it possible to put some marshmallows on top of a pizza?
No problem.
Hello, it's Emily again. I just ordered cheese and tomato pizza and of course I also added some toppings of a pineapple and marshmallows. Is it possible to put... You know what time it is? Well, you don't have to be rude. Man, all that trouble for nothing. That would be bad. So Misha and Beverly eventually get their pizza and of course it looks absolutely lovely. And as they open it, Beverly says like this little poem. I don't know if it's a poem or like some sort of magic spell, but it is just so daunting to watch. Let's just have a look at it.
Pizza flat, pizza thin, pizza fat.
Wow, that looks absolutely fantastic. But it turns out that Misha does not like olives. So why in the world did Beverly even ask for olives if she didn't even like them? Never mind. Let's have a little look at it.
Goodbye, Miss Olive. There you go. That's a good pizza.
Oh, it's so sad seeing the pizza go away. But then again, that looked absolutely lovely. Even though I don't really like pizza, I really don't like it. I don't know why. God, I am so fussy with my eating. But then again, I'm not fussy. I'm just strange. Now, before I talk about the exciting part of the next story of story time, I've got to tell you this story that thankfully I did not forget to tell you. So in my early years, we would always drop my sister off at school. And whenever we did that, me and my mom, like we would always like go home together. I'd always like be holding her hand. And I remember saying to my mom, like so many times, are we going to watch story time? Are we going to watch story time when we get home? Can we watch story time? I said that to her every single day. And it came to a point where I would ask her so many times that my mom would get really wounded up all the time. She'd be like, yes, Emily, yes, Emily. And then someday she'd be like, of course we can, darling, and stuff like that. So yeah, and every time we came home, I would always put that VHS tape on and I would watch it and I would absolutely love it. Absolutely fantastic. Great memory I had with that show. Oh. So the next part of the story that Beverly reads to Misha is called... Oh my God. I loved and even more loved that story of Eat Up Gemma. Oh my God, what an absolute classic. I remember laughing at this and like feeling sad for Gemma and like the family. So the Eat Up Gemma story is about, I'll see a little baby called Gemma and she refuses to eat. And of course, like, the whole entire family keeps saying, eat up Gemma, but no, she doesn't. And let's have a little look at like my favourite moments from the story.
Fruit store gave me a bunch of grapes. He gave some to Gemma too. Eat up, Gemma, said the man. But Gemma pulled the grapes off one by one and squashed them.
Oh, naughty, naughty Gemma, squashing all the grapes when the man kindly gave them to you. How rude.
I ate
you.
Eat up, Gemma, said Dad. But Gemma didn't eat her biscuit. She just licked off all the chocolate and gave the rest to the birds.
I remember doing that in my early years. I remember if I was given like a chocolate biscuit, I would just lick off the chocolate and then like leave it. I never wanted to eat the biscuit. I just wanted to like lick off the chocolate, and it is so nice. So yeah, I don't blame Gemma for that one little bit. I've got to tell you also another one of my favouriteest moments of the story. Now, this is the bit where the whole entire family goes to church. And honestly, the pictures of like seeing a whole load of people going to church, all smiling, feeling happy. I don't know why, but it does crack me up a little bit, but I just absolutely love it. So let's have a little look at it and see what Gemma does.
Soon it was time for us to put on our best clothes and go to church. I sang very loudly. The lady in front of us had a hat with fruit on it. I could see Gemma looking and looking. When everyone was really quiet, Gemma leaned forward.
Eat up, Gemma.
She said. Then she tried to pull a grape off the lady's hat. She pulled and pulled, and the lady's hat fell off. Gemma hid her face in Dad's coat.
Oh my God. I don't know what made me laugh so much. I think the way that you see Gemma pulling the grape off the lady's hat, or the reaction of the mum and the dad. I mean, the mother looks like she's screaming like, Gemma, no! And the dad is like, oh. And he's just standing there smiling thinking, oh my God, that's my girl. And like, oh, what's the boy's name? Like her older brother. He doesn't have a name, does he? No, it doesn't matter. So yeah, like the brother is like... But of course, in all good stories, they always have happy endings. And it's all thanks to the big brother. Let's have a look at it.
I found a plate and a bowl. I turned the bowl upside down and put it on the plate. Then I took a bunch of grapes and 2 bananas and put them on the plate. It looked just like the lady's hat. Eat up, Gemma, I said. And she did. She ate all the grapes and the bananas. She even tried to eat the skins.
Oh, what's a lovely, lovely story. And I have to say, I am pretty sure, was that even like based on an actual event? Like, did a little boy even write that about his little sister not even eating? I don't know, but honestly, it's just amazing. I mean, I love this story so much. And of course, this unlocks another hidden memory. I remember when me and my mum and my sister, we always like went to the library on like a Saturday afternoon. And I remember finding the Eat Up Gemma book, and oh my God, was I that excited. I even like, well, I didn't really like scream out like the Eat Up Gemma. I pretended that I was on like the TV show Storytime, and I was like screaming, Eat Up Gemma! And I gotta admit, I found it a little bit embarrassing. Thought, oh my God, what was I thinking? And eventually my mom sat me down, she read it to me, and I loved it. And I was like, oh my God. But I don't think we even had like a library card back then, so I couldn't really like take it home. Or maybe I just wasn't interested, because like I knew the story, I knew what it was about, I knew every single word. So yeah. Towards the end of the show, Beverly has a nice surprise for Misha. She opens up the kitchen, and this is what she gives Misha.
It's
Jelly.
the real jelly, and it wobbles, look. Jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate. Wibble wobble, jelly on a plate. You see the fruits inside? Grapes and cherries and bananas.
Wow, a jelly on a plate with all like different types of fruit on it. That looks so nice. And even though I'm not really like a fan of jelly, I did give a jelly a try, but I just can never get into it. And honestly, what I found so funny was them singing like Jelly on the Plate song. And the funny truth is, I never knew what Jelly on a Plate song even was until like she started singing it. And obviously the way that she sings like the Jelly on the Plate song, it really does make me laugh. Because the way that Beverly goes, jelly on a plate, jelly on a plate, wibble, wobble, wibble. It's absolutely hilarious. Memories. So the second part of the VHS type of story time I watched was all about balloons. Do you all have a phobia of balloons? Now, me personally, yeah, I would say I kind of do. Especially like, I have like the worst phobia of them popping. Honestly, nothing scares me more than when you see kids mess about with it or like trying to squeeze it, make it go pop. Oh my God, I can't. I seriously cannot. And talking of popping, this unlocked another hidden memory. So I was at my grandparents' house, and my cousins who have autism, they came by, and like every time that they would come over to our grandparents' house, they'd always bring them McDonald's and stuff like that. They would always do that. It was like so sweet to see. And my cousin Maddie, she had this balloon. I don't know where it even came from, but she put her foot on it and she was like squeezing it. And I'm looking at her. And I'm absolutely horrified because I knew she was like trying to like burst it. But where she had autism, I knew she wouldn't quite understand like how I was feeling, or like how I'm gonna tell her, please don't do it, Maddie. So I'm trying to like be funny with her. And I said, Maddie, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want that to burst. And as I was saying it to her, she kept squeezing it and she kept smiling at me like, and I'm like, I'm not being funny, Maddie. I'm telling you the truth. And then within like a few minutes later, I just ignored her, thinking nothing of it. And then all of a sudden we had this loud pop, and oh my God, it shook the freaking room. It was that loud. And I just completely jumped and thought, Maddie, you stupid cow, you know. So Beverly goes into a balloon shop. Ooh, I don't think my anxieties could possibly work in that shop. Really, they can't. And she sees these two children, one called Francesca and the other one, Thomas. And of course, the kids all show what their favourite colours of the balloon are. And of course, Beverly loves the purple one. And as it is story time, it wouldn't be a perfect story without a balloon story. The next story is obviously called The Rainbow Balloon. Now, when I was a child, I used to find that story so boring because it was just never exciting. It was just about a rainbow balloon like flying around the sky. But once I decided to give it a watch, it turned out that the rainbow balloon was looking for a rainbow. How exciting! Did the rainbow balloon find a rainbow? If so, whatever happened next?
Then, suddenly, there was the most beautiful rainbow. The balloon was so happy, he flew right into it and disappeared. I wonder where the rainbow balloon is now. If you look far enough, you may see him playing with the moon and the stars. Perhaps one day he will return. Who knows?
Wow. Do you know what? How I misjudged that story for so many years. And honestly, when I started watching it and even like thinking about it now, it really does make me feel a little bit emotional, because you see this balloon, and honestly, you see so many balloons like rising up in the sky to hopefully reach a loved one who are up in heaven and stuff like that. And the fact that that rainbow balloon was never seen again, and you wonder, where did it go? Oh God, it's just such a powerful story. And yeah, how I misjudged it for so many years. I feel so bad about it. Now, the next story of story time that Beverly reads out to the kids is about this little girl called Lucy. And this story is called Lucy's Picture. And I think we should all say the word story time. So on this story, it's about a little girl called Lucy, and she goes to school, And I think it's in the morning, actually. Yeah, in the morning. And her teacher, Mrs. Kelly, has a special treat for all the kids. They all go and sit around and do a painting. And Lucy wants to make a nice picture for her grandfather. But the problem is she has no idea what to paint. So she comes up with a really good idea. Let's have a look at it.
Can I use the glue? Can I stick things on to make a picture? You mean a collage? Of course, but you'll have to sit at another table. There's not enough room here. Lucy took her paper to an empty table in the corner. She went and found a pot of glue, some scissors and the box of scraps. Lucy loved Mrs. Kelly's box of scraps. She liked plunging her hands deep in the box and feeling with her eyes shut.
Ooh, a collage. I remember doing a bit of a collage. I don't really have that much memories of it in school, but I do remember doing our arts and crafts in school all the time. Now, I don't think I even have any of the things there, so just give me a minute. Okay, so I only managed to find 3 things that I actually did. Now, 2 of them are obviously from in school, but this one was, I think it was my Mother's Day present, actually. So, so this one, I'm pretty sure this one was my one. Is this my one? Yeah, this is definitely my one. I think this is what I did in school. I can't remember what year this was. I don't know if it was year 1 or reception. Yeah, I don't remember. I think this must have been, yeah, it seems like year 1 to me. So yeah, I did, there's apparently, it looks like a cow, I think. And I think I did think of like thumbprinting on it and stuff like that. So this is like an Easter card. And this is what it looks like on the inside. There's I think that's a little bunny, and there's an Easter egg just by there. And it's got, and it says, "Dear Mummy, love." And it's got a happy Easter from Emily. I don't know if you can even see that, but yeah, it looks really stupid. So yeah, very embarrassing. Now, if you've known me for like a few years, you should definitely, and like if you've seen a video where I react to my old photos from my childhood and like the arts and crafts I did in school. Do you remember this? Now, the words here is actually a prayer. And honestly, it is the most stupidest thing I've ever written. Now, I'm not going to read it to you because I already did a few years ago. If you go on to like reacting to my old childhood photos and everything, that is when I do read it. So yeah, I'm not going to read it because I've already read it. Now, this one was definitely a Mother's Day card. I think this is like made of paper, isn't it? Yeah, so this was for my mum. And oh, that is her, by the way. That's when we went to Butlins for a holiday and she was cooking my dinner. So yeah, this makes me feel a little bit emotional. Oh gosh, that is so sad. So obviously, like my sister obviously like wrote here, and obviously this is my writing. So I don't know if you can see my writing. Yeah, it looks really bad. God, my handwriting was so terrible. So yeah, so I wrote, "To Mum, I hope you will have a lovely Mother's Day from Emily." Aww, I love that. So Lucy spends her busy day picking up ideas of like types of scraps, especially like fabrics and pieces of wood, and she glues them onto her picture, which is very interesting, I have to say. But one thing that really did shock me, and still to this day does, is this. Let's have a look at it.
When Mrs. Kelly wasn't looking, Lucy cut off a piece of her own hair and stuck it in a shape of a dog lying under the tree.
Oh my God. Why would a child cut a piece of their own hair? Oh gosh, I remember when I was a child, I used to think she did it accidentally, because I mean, the look on her face, she's like, oh God, I can't believe I did that. And of course, I remember, if you were like a little girl, if you ever had long hair, did you ever chop it because you wanted to be like a hairdresser? Well, don't worry, because you're not alone on this. I tried it loads of times. I remember cutting a piece of my own hair because I don't know if I wanted to be like a hairdresser or if I just wanted to be like Lucy, you know what I mean? And as my mum was like brushing my hair, she like said to me, "Have you been cutting your own hair?" And me being me, I said yes. Like, I was so proud of it. And my God, did my mum go mad. So towards the end of school, Lucy gets a very big surprise.
Grandpa! Lucy nearly knocked him off his feet. I've made you a picture, Grandpa. Look! Lucy grabbed her blind grandfather's hand and guided it over her picture. These are hills, and here's the road. Grandpa touched the picture carefully. A tree. A bird. And what's this? It feels like your hair, Lucy. That's honey, said Lucy, smiling. You are clever. And what a lovely surprise. It's the best picture I've ever seen, said Grandpa. And hand in hand, Grandpa and Lucy and her mother walked home for tea.
Oh my God! The grandfather was blind! So that's why Lucy wanted to do a collage, so he can feel what she created. What a brilliant idea, Lucy, and what a great story that was. Oh my God. Honestly, I look at that character Lucy and think, wow, she is so lucky. Having a perfect mother and a nice grandfather all skipping along. Oh, it's making me miss school now. Obviously primary school, yeah, but it's so sad. Another episode of Storytime that I really did actually begin to like, and you're not going to believe this, but I gave it a watch yesterday. Now, this one is all about mourning. So, I've forgotten what the little girl's name is, but Beverly goes into this little girl's bedroom and, of course, wakes her up because the alarm clock is ringing. Let's have a little look at it.
Wake up, Sophia. Time to get up.
Hold on a minute. That alarm clock is ringing at 8:30 in the morning. Blimey, I wish I could sleep that long, honestly. But no, it doesn't work like that. And of course, Beverly discovers that in the morning there are loads and loads of noises going around. Let's have a little look at it. Gosh, I never even realised until now that this is definitely what happens every single morning. I wake up in the morning, I hear the sound of my footsteps, I hear my mum playing her music, I hear the sound of opening up my cupboard door, opening up my vitamins, closing the door, and just hearing the sound of turning on my laptop on, going onto YouTube and stuff like that, hearing my toast, hearing like the cooker and like the sizzling of the bacon. Gosh, I never even realised it. So of course they go into a quiet room and tell a different story. Let's have a quick look at the story. Oh my God, what should we do? Wait, may I scream? Okay. Ah! Sorry, Beverly. And now we come to my final favourite episode of Storytime. Now, this episode really does make me feel just how lucky I was to have seen Beverly presenting a show. And you know what? I definitely see Beverly as such a mother figure. She's just so kind. She's always smiling. And she has such a beautiful, gentle voice and stuff like that. And of course, such a lovely singing voice. So on this episode of Storytime, she helps a girl named Alia get ready for bed, brushing her teeth, putting like her stuffed animal toys to bed, and choosing a story. Now, I don't really know very much about the stories because I'm not really that interested at all. And I think we've seen enough stories for one day. But the sweetest thing that they do is they sing my favouriteest nursery rhyme, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Let's have a look at it.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high,
That is definitely my #1 favourite nursery rhyme. And yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's just so beautiful. And towards the end, it just gets even more sweet. We definitely see a much softer side of Beverly on this episode.
I think it was time you were fast asleep as well. Come on, snuggle down. That's it. I'm going to stay with Alia until she goes to sleep. But I'll see you next time. Bye. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Oh, how sweet of Beverly to put Alia to bed by tucking her in and saying that she's going to stay with her until she goes to sleep. Oh, see, this is why I feel amazed, you know, and how I misjudged Beverly for like so many years, like not even knowing how amazing she is. And honestly, talking of her, it's like we haven't really seen her on our screens for quite some time. And it's like, geez, is she all right? Is she doing well? Has she got kids of her own? But then again, I wish her all the best. So that is the end of today's episode of the most Rarest and Forgotten kids shows. Now, I've got some very exciting news for you. Hopefully this will work out. I am going to be seeing Hairspray this Tuesday coming. I'm so excited, but of course I am a little bit nervous because I'll be going with my mom and she has no patience. So wish me luck, and hopefully I will be back with a video blog of my time watching Hairspray and just see where we go from there. In the meantime, if you do have TikTok, please do give me a follow. It is called Emily the Dancer 24. So I will see you guys very soon for another video, and hopefully it will be something good. Okay, bye.